Hiya, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me for another video today. Today we will be getting a channeled message for the collective. This is a general read. I've already started out with a pre-read energy check-in for you so I can get an idea of what the collective is going through here. Or somebody external to you could be going through here, collective. Or this could speak of past energy, backstory for you, or for someone for whom this message is about or for. Okay, collective, make sure to take it only as it resonates. We started out with the Page of Cups and Knight of Wands inverted coming out. So someone who lacks self-love, someone who was reckless. Okay. Then we had the Five of Cups come out on its side, and the Eight of Pentacles. So this could be someone being sad about the fact that someone lacked self-love, or the fact that someone was reckless, they were sad about their own actions. Or this could be some sort of narrative someone was trying to create about you, that you lacked self-love, that you were reckless, that you were rash, that you might be indecisive, that you might be depressed, that you might suffer from depression, that you might have some sort of depressive state that you slip into. So somebody could have been hard at work trying to create this narrative, the Eight of Pentacles. Okay? Alternately, an individual who is feeling sad about their previous behavior or their previous ways, an individual who is feeling depressed due to their own actions or consequences to their own behavior, right? An individual who is feeling sad is not really knowing how to heal from this sadness. Like this Five of Cups on its side, it tells a story of an individual who is sitting in the sadness or is experiencing a depressive episode or period in their life. They're experiencing a low, okay? Now, this individual wants to heal from this. They want to grow out of this. They want to come out of the sadness. They want to be able to heal from this. That was the energy that came out with this Five of Cups on its side. They want to heal. They want to be able to come out of this sadness, right? They want to be able to overcome a low point in their life. They want to put this behind them. They want to be able to, Eight of Coins, master their own emotions. The Five of Cups here on its side, okay? So that could be someone does not know how to master their emotions. Someone doesn't know how to overcome their own feelings of sadness, okay? And then the Hierophant showed up. So we have some very specific energies here that were showing up in groups. This was the first group, then we had the Hierophant come out, okay, for this grouping. Now, the Hierophant can speak of God showing up, divine intervention, all right, for individuals who were trying to create narratives about you or make this happen in your life, okay, or take realities that you suffered and then use them against you. Again, creating a narrative, stuff like that. The Hierophant card showing up, that would mean the divine intervention. Again, at this time, backstory for you or for a member of the collective for whom this story is about, right? The other energy is this individual who doesn't know how to master their emotions. This individual who is sad and wants to heal from the sadness. Or this individual who is stuck in this depressive episode and they don't know how to get out of it, but they want to, okay? The Hierophant showing up can be this divine intervention for that individual. Can be the structure, the Lord showing up in their life. It can be a structured environment, like they need structure or they needed structure, or this could be you. God could have shown up in your life giving you that structure that you needed in order to rise out of whatever situation you were in that you actually suffered from, right? it gave you the structure, the Hierophant card, God showing up in your life. You realizing God was there the whole time. Take it as it resonates. This gave you the ability to master your emotions around the situations that were either, actual things you went through and individuals are trying to use against you, all right? Or this is about this individual who is feeling sad about their past, their behaviors, the fact that they lacked self-love and were reckless at some time, or the fact that something happened at work that reflected the fact that they were reckless and lacking in self-love and self-respect. Okay? And so the God card showing up, okay, the Hierophant showing up. This could be, in conjunction with the 8 of coins, the Hierophant, this could be a structure as in some business, okay, a corporate, someone could work for, a corporate structure, all right? Someone could have done something at work. Someone could have jeopardized their job at work, their position at work. Someone could have put the structure of their life in jeopardy due to their choices, their poor choices, their behaviors, and their inability to sort of heal from depressive states that they get into because of their own behaviors, right? And again, this could have something to do with work, something to do with structure, something to do with God or divine intervention, faith, or a large structured group, right? The church, a corporate entity, a government body, something like that. Someone could have put their job in jeopardy, and so God had to intervene, or the structure had to be maintained. So someone in a high up position within that corporate or that faith structure, or whatever it is, the large structured group, right? Whether it's a faith-based community or not, all right? Someone had to maintain that structure. So if someone's behavior was going to bring the whole group down, then someone who was in charge of making sure that that did not happen had to step in. So this could be, the Most High stepping in, divine intervention, absolutely, okay? This could also be, like I said, someone in a higher position, someone who was not going to allow their own job or their own department or what was the foundational structure in their own lives or their business to go under because of the bad decisions or the poor behaviors or the inability to deal with life from one part or from one person within that group or that structure. Okay, and then the second grouping that we had come out were these cards. Okay, the 2 of Wands first, then the Chariot, then the 8 of Wands. All right, so about the 2 of Wands and the Chariot, I was asking about this grouping here with narrative being created about you, past, like backstory, okay, at this point, or individuals dealing with consequences of their behavior, their actions, right? Divine intervention, or individuals who are willing to, step in to stabilize or to keep stability within a structured environment or a family structure or something like that, okay? So the 2 of Wands, this is about someone's plans to move forward here, the Chariot, okay? Someone tried to make plans to move forward very quickly at that, the 8 of Wands. Someone's plans to move forward, okay? And the particular phrasing I was being given was full send, like full throttle, no stops, like go time. And then with the Hierophant energy, it was giving like someone's healing session was going full send. They were like, if you know what that means, it's like putting everything behind it, and you're giving everything you've got. Your drive is all the way at 100%. Okay, you're full send, you're full throttle. All right. you are actively taking part in attempting to become, you know, an unstoppable force, all right? And so that's what this describes. This Two of Wands, the plan to move forward, the plan moving forward, okay? This could, again, speak to someone's healing journey, someone's, you know, divine intervention in their life. This could also be someone plotting, trying to create a narrative, beginning with creating a narrative about this lack of self-love supposedly that you had, right? Or this lack of love shown to you in childhood. Again, things you actually went through that people were attempting to use against you, or things that you never went through and people were trying to project their own ills upon you. Lies or misrepresentations of the truth, right? Partial truths, half lies, or taking something that is a truth and then surrounding it in lies so that it is more easily palatable, or, you know, so people will more easily swallow it if it's believable, or if they've created a strong enough narrative, or if they have orchestrated events that create a supporting evidence for their narrative that they are trying to create. Again, this is all falsehood, or it is them taking actual things that you went through and using those things against you, okay? So someone's idea, someone's plan, someone wanted to put a plan in action, okay? Two of Wands, the plan, the Chariot, the action, and they wanted to make it happen very quickly. The Eight of Wands, okay? Two of Wands, very quickly coming in. The Eight of Wands with the plan that they had to put things into momentum, to put things into action, okay? So there's this whole story coming around about how someone tried to make happen in your life false events so that they could orchestrate a narrative about you so that they could make happen some eventuality for you, okay? So then I was asking what that eventuality was, or what this divine intervention was intervening on, right? Alternately, there's different storylines going on here. Keep up, hopefully, right? So asking about that, we had the Ten of Wands. They're trying to create a burden. They're trying to make it burdensome on you. They're trying to make it too much that you can't handle, right? They want you to buckle under the pressure of their false narrative and their attacks against you, right? In particular, they wanted you to be all caught up in your head, Eight of Swords, about being unable to manage your time and your resources. They wanted you to not be able to manage Two of Pentacles. They wanted for you to seem mentally unstable even. Again, trying to create this narrative of you being either mentally unstable, Eight of Swords, so that they could lock you up one way or another. They wanted to lock you up environmentally, where you were surrounded by enemies, so that, you know, you started to believe lies, or so that you started to buy into false narratives created about you, or something like that, okay? They wanted to get you caught in your head so that you would self-sabotage, right? Not be able to budget and balance your time and your resources on hand, basically. They wanted you to be able to seem imbalanced. The twos talk about balance, okay? But you were able to balance all the attacks that they threw at you. This could also speak to more serious things that they were trying to do, like imprison you. Or this could speak to what it is that was intervened upon. Individuals who were trying to make happen here in the environment, trying to turn nothing into something, and that something they wanted to happen was to get you in prison. They wanted to see you locked up. They wanted to see you bound and blinded to what was really going on around you, either mentally, or this is something they wanted to actually make happen in the environment, with not very much to go on in the environment either, not very much evidence. The Two of Pentacles is not a lot of evidence to go on in order to get someone imprisoned. But these people, their sense of self is so inflated that they thought, you know, they could just make things really hard on you, creating a narrative, right? So anyway, that's where we're at. The very next thing that I was asking about, collective, now that we're all caught up, I went to this Sirius deck, okay? What I was asking about was, what in particular this Eight of Swords was about. What does the collective need to know what this card of imprisonment is about? So basically, we were already at the juncture at which individuals were, this is the past tense energy for you, collective, trying to get you locked up or stuck in your head. So, you know, it doesn't have to be as serious as individuals trying to get you falsely imprisoned, but it can be, because individuals have actually gone through that. There are members of the collective out there that can resonate with being falsely imprisoned, accused of false crimes and actually locked up, or individuals who were held against their will, members of the collective. Unlawful restrictions put upon them, or individuals attacking them psychologically so that they would, again, be stuck in their head. So, wanting to know, clarifier on this Eight of Swords is what we're going into this full regalia deck now. Wanting to know, please, what clarifier for this Eight of Swords, for this grouping about the intentions toward the collective, either past, present, future energy, okay, or what this divine intervention was at the time. You know, the divine intervened, the Hierophant showed up, the divine intervened on their plan, which was to, you know, make happen very quickly your imprisonment, or making you look unstable, thereby leading to your psychological evaluation, which they hoped they would just lock you up. Okay? Their plans, it's so corrupt and it's so evil that God had to show up and intervene. That, you know, the structure in your life is such that it doesn't make sense with what they're trying to say. What they're trying to say about you versus the reality of your life, like on a day-to-day basis. It doesn't match. So anybody who believes a lie about you at this point, there is absolutely no excuse. So the clarifier for this Eight of Swords, please. Again, we're getting a clarifier for this Eight of Swords, Two of Pentacles grouping. Okay, them trying to make happen here in the environment through some sort of imbalanced juggling, through corrupted means, or trying to make you look unstable so that you would self-sabotage, believe lies, bring about your own demise, no doubt. That's what they were hoping, right? Less work for them if they can just drive you crazy with their abuse, with their reactive abuse, with their assault upon your person and your psyche, with their attacks upon your life, with your stability, your foundation, your job, God, your relationship to God and the people in your life. Okay, Page of Wands. So, not that, no? Okay, no. Two of Wands, Page of Wands, not that. Okay, so something about Page of Wands, something about a new idea. But that's not the clarifier for it, though. Okay, no. But something about a new idea or a new direction. Someone has a new idea or a new direction. Okay, thank you. It is the Page of Wands. Why the no? If the, yeah, what is happening? Okay. It is the Page of Wands. All right. So, yeah, somebody was inexperienced. Someone who thought that they were, like, I'm getting that energy of, they thought all they had to do was, you know, lie a lie out of their foul mouths, and then everybody would just jump to. All they had to do was lie. Someone who gets away with lies in their personal environment, meaning, you know, they lie to their closest friends and family members. They lie to them. They lie like they breathe. And they get away with it because people, I don't know. People don't respect this person who lies to them. People are fearful of this person who lies to them. People who believe a lie are making fear-based choices. Otherwise, they wouldn't believe a lie. Okay? So this whole thing about anyone who would actually join in with this corruption or jump on the hate train or join in with making plans to attack an innocent person or to use means of corruption in order to make happen what they want to see. for your life instead of focusing on their own lives, right? And again, we all started with the energy of someone who lacks self-love and someone who is rash and reckless. Someone who had no love shown to them growing up, someone who might have come from a broken home and have been, ignored as a child, so they have grown up ignoring their own inner child, their inner child's needs and wants. Someone who might have had to grow up too early. So this might have, heightened their sense of responsibility. So then they became a very, hard and jaded person, someone who, is unwilling to show other people love because they don't love themselves, basically. And so this individual was trying to project all of their own reality of that I just said onto you. That is what they wanted people to believe about you, because it is what is true about themselves. They're inexperienced. They're like a child inside. They're like a scared child inside. They don't know what direction to head. They have childhood trauma that they have not healed from. They haven't even looked at or addressed. They completely ignore their inner child. This is giving complete and total lack of experience. No life skills. Someone who has gotten by on something other than their own personal merit in life. Someone who has been propped up through their life. Someone who has been allowed to behave like a spoiled child their entire life. Someone who is entitled like a child is. Someone who does not understand consequence like a child does. This individual is inside a scared child. They could be walking around in a whole adult grown body, but inside they're just a scared child. They're directionless. They don't know what to do. They're afraid. There's a lot of fear. Okay. So again, this could also have to do with intention to use a child in order to imprison you or get you caught up in your head. So they wanted to use either some assumed inexperience on your part, or the individual who was attacking you was inexperienced at doing this sort of thing. Like they thought they could get away with trying to take down another person because their friends and their family have coddled them to the point where they believe this about themselves. It's giving tyrant energy. It's giving, like I said, someone who has been propped up or who has been, awarded positions and merits in life that just doesn't reflect who they really are. They didn't earn anything they have. They didn't work for anything they have. They don't do anything good for anybody, let alone themselves. So this person is just a nasty, vile individual. Their energy is bad. Their energy is very, very bad. I mean, so bad that God had to intervene, right? These individuals' plans for you were so bad that God had to intervene. They were so corrupted and evil that God had to intervene. But overall, this is all having to do with someone's lack of self-love, the fact that someone never grew up. A lot of adult people walking around that are just children in adult bodies. That's what this energy is, okay? Or this is, take it as it resonates. The plan at the time, past, present, future energy, was to use a child or to use some assumed inexperience on your part against you. Again, this is to get you caught in your own head so that you believe lies, okay? Or so that you believe what things are going on around you to be true when they are actually lies, right? Or so that you will, be, your sanity will be called into question, and hopefully you would just spiral from there and self-sabotage, and they just, again, they're inexperienced. They thought all they had to do was go and point fingers at the collective and say whatever they wanted to say about the collective to make themselves feel better inside, because they're immature. So they thought they could just project that immaturity onto you, okay, Two of Wands. The plan. Someone doesn't have any new ideas. Someone's very inexperienced. Someone's very immature. They don't have any new ideas. Can we get a clarify? We're done with this messaging? Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Could be a Queen of Pentacles. Who is this individual who has been attacking you? Or you could be this Queen of Pentacles. Take it as it resonates. Okay. And I opened on the High Priestess. So you could know who this is I speak, or you could know about the situation that I speak. This could resonate for you and sound like something you went through, you or your person. Take it as it resonates. Or this could be actually somebody wanting to, you know, heal their childhood trauma, grow from things, mistakes that they've made, and become a better person themselves. Wanting to heal, come out of sadness, that sort of thing. God showing up in their life, the divine intervention in someone else's life collective. Take it as it resonates. Collective's horrific backstories coming out one by one. Seems to be on the airwaves lately, though. Five of Swords. What about this liar, this thief? Someone's a liar and a thief. Someone wants to win at all costs. Someone is a liar and a thief. What about this liar and this thief? What about this band of liars and thieves? Not just one person, it's a group. Okay, so there's a group of liars and thieves. Or there's an individual at the head of a group of liars and thieves. Heavenly Father, Holy Spirit, ancestors, guides, messages for the collective. What about this group of liars and thieves? Or this individual at the head of a group of liars and thieves? Okay, thank you. The Three of Swords inverted. So this group, they can't heal. There's something going on within the group that they can't heal. There's a parting of ways. Someone was betrayed in the group. Someone feels betrayed by the group. The group tried to betray you and it didn't work. Take it as it resonates. The Eight of Cups is on the bottom. You could have walked away from this group because you realized they were liars and thieves because they tried to betray you, or they did betray you, but their betrayal was not enough to send you into this, what, spiral they wanted you to end up locked up for or something. Like, again, it's just stupid. Seven of Swords. Someone is a total liar thief trying to get away with it too. They're lying, trying to get away with lies. They're thieving, trying to get away with thieving. They're sneaky. You can't trust them. They're a very low trust individual. Page of Coins on its side. Someone submitted false evidence. This liar and this thief betrayed you, submitted false evidence. This individual could have falsified documentation or forged your name on something. Submitted false evidence. Okay, someone could have tried to use a child against you here in the environment. Someone could have said something in regards to a child, like accused you of doing something wrong toward a child, or someone could have accused you of hurting a child here in the environment. This could have been the betrayal, the lie. Ace of Swords, that's the truth, okay. Collective, take it as it resonates. What about this? What about this? Anything else? No? Six of Swords, you were saved from this. You were delivered from this chaotic group, this lying, thieving group, this group that submitted false evidence, that falsified documents, that made false claims against you, bore false witness against you, forged your name on documents, did identity fraud, used children against you, accused you of crimes against children, whatever. I don't even know what this is, okay? But the truth showed up. You were delivered. You were saved. God intervened. You were moved to calmer waters because these heck people are over here trying to destroy your life. Anything else? Anything else? Ace of Wands. You have the power. You have the aces. These individuals, they have inversions of immature energies. They have inversions of, negative intentions and reckless behaviors. You, on the other hand, you have actual magical prowess. You could be like blood-born magician, okay? Your healing abilities, your spiritual prowess is just very heightened at this time. You have the Ace of Wands in particular. This is sexual drive and creative drive. So this is sacral energy, okay? Ace of Wands. We have a lot of passion going on with these previous cards showing up. There's a lot of red. And then the Ace of Wands, even though this is a very fiery card, firepower, this is firepower, okay? Even though it's a very fiery card, there's no red on this card. It's got green on it, if anything. So it's like, this is how you give life to situations. This is how you create life. This is your creative driving force. You could have a green thumb. You could like to garden, or you could like to work with your hands. You could be a creative with your hands. You could like to work with things with your hands here in the environment. I'm getting, you could be like a tactile learner, or you could be a tactile type of person. You could be a hands-on type of person. Okay, Ace of Wands is how you create. You create things with your hands. Okay. Anything else? Anything else? Holy Spirit, Heavenly Father. The Eight of Coins again. Okay, so yeah, this is what you do with work. You have a spiritual practice. You make things with your hands, or you are a natural magician. Your hands are magical. You have mastered this. The Eight of Coins, this is your job, this is your occupation. You are a spiritualist. You are a practitioner of the light. You are a magically gifted individual born, your birthright. You have a strong creative drive, passion, and force, and this is your destiny. This is your birthright. Okay, Page of Coins, Eight of Coins, Ace of Wands. So when you get into a field of learning, you jump from Page of Coins, beginner, to Eight of Coins, expert. And it is this godlike drive. It's the God gene. So you have the God gene, and it allows you to jump from Page of Coins to Eight of Coins, mastery. Beginner level to mastery. It allows you to jump seemingly miraculously without aid of whatever, scripture, groupthink, preliminary readings, or anything like that. And again, this is the creative drive. This is part of your bloodline. There are not many like you. You're very rare. You're a very rare type of person here. It takes a very rare type of person from an external point of view, to look like you go from absolute beginner, novice, jump, like a time traveler and shit, into mastery level. Okay, so the 1 and the 8 could be significant for you, or 9 could be significant for you. Okay, planting seeds. Again, you could be like a gardener, horticulturist. That's what I'm being given, horticulturalist. Okay, or you could be like a medicine man or medicine woman. You could be like an herbalist. Okay. You could be a white witch. You could be a natural witch. Anything else? No? Okay. Again, this is why you were saved. God saved you because you're loved. God saved you because these individuals tried to paint you with their filthy filthy destiny, and your destiny is a golden destiny, and they cannot paint your golden destiny with their filth. It doesn't work. They can't get away with the same shit they've been getting away with because people are aging out of systems. People are growing up out of mindsets. People are becoming enlightened as to realities surrounding them en masse and individually as well. Okay. Messages for the collective about this. The Star, Aquarian energies. Okay. The Age of Aquarius, that's right. The Magician. You are the star magician. You're like this, you're like born, you're very rare. You were born under a very rare star. Okay. You are a very rare magical star. You're a beautiful little magical star. Okay. Or a beautiful big magical star. Whatever. Take it as it resonates. Okay. Messages for the collective. What does the collective need to know about this? The Four of Swords. Rest. This is a call to rest and relax or meditate. Okay. This is a call to meditate at this time. Okay, or this could be describing something that happens during a meditative process or during a downtime for you. Okay, this could be describing how you work. You work your spiritual magic through a meditative process, or you hone this mastery through your meditative process, or you get downloads while you sleep. Your ancestors got you. You know, you don't got to worry about it. You don't got to meditate. You just got to close your eyes. That's all you got to do. I keep being drawn to these master energies. Strength. So you're a strong magician. You're a strong master. You strongly reach mastery levels very quickly. Again, you jump from these novice to master energies. It's very intimidating. People are intimidated by you. The Hermit and the Five of Coins. Someone is looking into a period of monetary drought that someone went through. So there was like a manufactured situation that you went through, collective, where you were excluded from finances. This could be someone stealing from you financially. Someone could have put you in the Five of Pentacles purposefully. This purposeful action taken against you here in the environment by a community perhaps is being investigated, okay? Or this is being investigated by you. You are being introspective about a period that you went through where it was basically poverty, sickness, illness, or disease, okay? Now someone themselves could be going through the same energy that they wanted to, or they actually put you through, okay? And then they could be being introspective about that. So both energies are here. Backstory for you, someone looking into the fact that this happened to you, or this could be you meditating. The Hermit, the Four of Swords, this gives an individual who isolates and meditates in order to elevate for whatever intent and purposes they wish to elevate, right? And in particular, this meditative process that you were being introspective about, take it as it resonates, could have been about a time in which you felt that you went through some manufactured demise in your life, because this was not a self-inflicted period that you went through, the Five of Coins. This was something someone else put you through. This was not something you went through by yourself, Five of Coins. This was something you went through because a group did it to you. This is about community. The fives are about a group, a community. In particular, the Five of Coins is about being excluded from that community and all that that means in the environment, spiritually and physically. So again, this could be you being introspective about how that happened. How did that happen? If it really happened to you, how did that happen? Yes, what part did you play? Because We are not blameless, even if everybody around us is against us and is lying to us, and we think that we have made the best choices. If our lives still fall apart, that means at the end of it, the worst thing that we could have done was believe those around us, and the best thing we could have done was to be by ourselves, because we knew we were the only one that we could trust at that point. And some of us some of us had to do that. Some of us had to be alone and go through everything that we went through alone, or with children in tow. So yeah, this wasn't something you went through because this is something you put yourself through. This is something you went through, or something someone wanted for you to go through because it was manufactured. It was intent from some external group or community. It was intentional. They intentionally wanted to keep you poor in abject poverty. They intentionally excluded you from safety, from housing, from community, from the church. They intentionally wanted to see you exposed to the elements, physically, the cold, the heat, the rain, and also environmentally. They wanted to see you exposed to criminal element. They wanted to see you in dangerous situations. So this was something you could have gone through, or this was intent, both. Take it as it resonates. Justice. You're receiving justice for this. Okay, this is being looked into. Someone really does their own investigating through meditation, or they get downloads while they sleep. Strength again. Okay, closing messages now. Ace of Swords on the bottom. No shuffling. Okay, thank you. Closing messages for the collective. The Magician. Yeah, you're this born magician, okay? You do have control over your own life. You are a master at controlling your own life. You have mastered the elements of self. This speaks of mastery, the Magician. This speaks of the level of mastery that seems magical. Like I said, the jumping from the 1 to the 8. Again, 9 could be significant for you. Or subtract 1 from the 8. 7 could be significant for you. Take it as it resonates. This Magician, though, what about this Magician? Closing messages. Collective, this could be used to be someone external. This could be someone trying to manipulate. Again, always trying to manipulate. Always trying to use some sort of word magic or some sort of nonsense in the environment. Trying to mess you up at work, trying to use a group come up against you, wanting to win at all costs, trying to manipulate things in the environment, trying to manipulate elements in your life instead of focusing on their own lives. Which is why 4 of Wands inverted, their lives are falling apart. Their houses are completely unstable. People need to take a look at their own houses who are falling apart. Their own houses that are built, their own pillars that are built on salt and sand. They will erode away as soon as the waters come. And collective, you bring the waters. You do bring the waters, collective. Queen of Pentacles. Yeah. You're sitting in these Queen of Pentacles energy, or there could be a Queen of Pentacles who feels that their home has been destabilized by their own, bad intent here. This could be a Queen of Pentacles who is going through poverty because they wanted to see you go through poverty. This could be a Queen of Pentacles who is being excluded from safety and community because they wanted to see you excluded from safety and community. In particular, they wanted to see you homeless. They wanted to see your home life shattered. They wanted to see you suffer things for which they put you through. Right? This is like, I'll steal your kids, I'll steal your man energy. This is like, I'll burn your home down energy. This is giving Fatal Attraction energy. This could be someone who slept with your person. Queen of Pentacles, they wanted to be the wife, okay? Or you could be this Queen of Pentacles. You could have been someone's wife at the time, and someone could have come in, slept with your husband, and broke up your home. Okay, but I'm not going to say they're like a home wrecker or they broke up a happy home, because if your home was happy, your husband wouldn't have been sleeping with her. Harsh truth. Okay, again, we need to look at ourselves and see what part did we play in this problem? If it's a problem and it's affecting our lives, what part did we play in this problem? If you went through 5 of coins, 4 of wands inverted, if you went through your home being destabilized, that means at the least you were allowing yourself to be surrounded by people who were lying to you. You were believing lies because you wanted to believe the people around you wouldn't harm you. You wanted to believe that they love you. It's an honest want, and it's good to want things, and you should hold on to that. That makes you a good person. Okay? Don't become jaded like these people who did these things to you, because look at what happens to them. You had the support of your magical bloodline. You had the support of God. You had the support of your divine inheritance. You had the support of all that. An individual who has ill intention towards you, they obviously don't have the same support that you do. They just don't have what you have. You have something they don't have, which is why they are attacking you. So yeah, this person wanted to steal your children too, or they could have stolen a child from you, or stolen the ability for you to have children. They could have messed with your reproductive system. Someone could have taken you to the clinic and had you scraped out. I'm sorry if that was a little not sugar-coated way to say it, okay? Someone could have taken you under the guise of having another procedure done, and then what actually happened to you was you were robbed of your reproductive abilities after that. Heinous crime, heinous crimes. These people are guilty of heinous crimes. Or they could have, arranged to have a problem with your children, calling child services on you, making false reports. Yeah, the Chariot and the Ace of Swords. That's the truth. All that energy that they put out there is coming back to them, and it's coming back quickly. All that imbalanced behavior, all the time that they spent allowing their vessels to be used by the darkness, that vast imbalance that they were, in particular showboating around on, I get the feeling that they were on a high when they were doing this to you. They felt like they were playing God in your life, getting you to be in a position where you were homeless, perhaps, getting you in a position where, everyone around you was turning on you. You could have had community go against you, try to steal your children. You could have had, people you loved, husband, wife, parents, extended family members, children, they could have been used against you, turned against you, there's just a lot of really nasty, imbalanced behavior and energy that this individual put out there. And, the truth of the matter is, you didn't deserve any of that. The truth of the matter is, everything they said was lies about you. You're not a bad wife. You're not a bad mother. You're a good wife. You're a good mother. You're a good person. You're a balanced person. You're a truthful, honest person. Clarity is here. Discernment is here. Truth is here. Revelation is here. Truth has been shed. Light has been shed on situations where lies were reigning before. Situations where you were treated so unfairly. But it did awaken you. It did open your eyes to the fact that, you were surrounded by enemies. It did awaken you to the fact that, you are someone who has dealt with those closest to you turning on you, and how horrific that is. Or that those closest to you would have ill intent. And then, just the level of trauma, betrayal trauma, the level of betrayal trauma that you have had to go through, collective, this Three of Swords inverted, the level of betrayal trauma here, it's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. The World. To the external observer, collective, to the world, you look like you jumped from some sort of novice to a master. But that's because the world, or whoever was paying attention externally, were all wrapped up and buying into lies the entire time. So they were so busy attacking you, they didn't see any of your actual growth, any of your actual prowess or spiritual positioning, any of your spiritual rank, any of your successes. Nobody clapped for you. Nobody was happy for you during any of your growth periods. Nobody was happy for you when you overcame individuals attacking you. Nobody was happy for you when you recovered from being attacked. Nobody clapped for you when you passed tests. Nobody cared. Nobody showed you love. They intentionally wanted for things to be hard for you. They intentionally made it hard for you. Nobody was present and wanted to clap or even acknowledge that you were ever anything but a novice, a child, something small, something not to be taken seriously. Nobody ever wanted to see you outside of anything but this Page of Coins energy. So when the reality of you having mastered lots of things, Magician, Eight of Coins here, the reality is you're a master. You have mastered lots of things. The element of self is just one. And the level of betrayal trauma that you have suffered, the fact that all of these things are coming to light, the fact that your survival, the fact that you remember every single thing that happened to you, the fact that you know the truth of what happened to you, exactly who was involved, who wasn't involved, exactly who was there for you, and exactly who was not there for you. The fact that all of these truths have come out, the world, to the external observer, to anyone who wanted to look at any point in time. And all those people, let's not forget, all those people who are watching you, all the external observers, all the people who are involved in the hate train or the attacks against you, all the people who turned against you, your family members, your partners, your lovers, your friends, your co-workers, your children. Here we are at the end of it all with you and the truth of who you are shining out over all of that. And the fact that you had to do it alone. To the external observer, it looks just about as unbelievable as you found it the entire time. You found it incredulous that these people would do this to you. You don't want to believe, you did not want to believe that people you loved, people you would have done anything for, people that you would have given your last shirt, your last dollar, people you would have chosen over your own life to save their lives, people you would have given your life for to save their lives. That they would turn on you. To the external observer, these truths, this betrayal trauma that you have mastered looks like magic. It's not magic. Three of Wands. It's just what was fated for you. It's just what was always meant for you. It's just your unique and special path in life. Closing messages about this, closing messages. Six of Wands inverted. They're having a public fall from grace. Their public reputation is completely ruined. Their public image is completely ruined. Everyone knows them for the monsters that they are. Everyone knows them to be individuals who came together in a group to attack an innocent person while they were at their most vulnerable, and then do it again and again and again and over and over and over and again and again and some more. All of that's being seen publicly. They're having a public fall from grace. They could be publicly ridiculed at this time, or they could feel that they're being publicly humiliated at this time. They feel humiliated. This is public shame and embarrassment and humiliation. That is what these individuals are going through right now. That is what their life is reflecting right now. Three of Wands. You watch your ships roll in. They try to see into the future. That's why their lives are falling apart. Their reputations, everything they built their lives upon is shot. Nobody believes them. You have the Ace of Pentacles. You have the gift from God that is the foundation that you need here in the environment to build a life upon. This is the last pentacle that you need. This is the first pentacle that you need. This is the only pentacle that you need. It's a big one. It's like winning the lottery. It's like the big piece of evidence is going to break the case. It's an obvious abundance and gift that you have here in the material. It is you being an obvious and abundant gift in the material to those around you. Even those who were hard at work over here trying to betray you with lies. But you have the truth. You have clarity. Their lies do not work over your truth and your clarity. You're way too strong for this. Their public fall from grace is what is evidenced here in the material. This shows your position of exaltation. This shows your foundation. This shows you being gifted. This represents your gifts here in the material. This represents you unlocking gifts here in the material. This represents you being a gift to those who you decide to grace your presence with. And you're being a little more decisive and selective about who you grace your presence with lately, it feels like. And that's good, collective. You should always choose yourself, especially over individuals who aren't going to reciprocate. Always choose yourself. King of Wands. Could be a King of Wands above you. Could be this King of Wands. Knight of Wands. Okay. Could be a parent-child dynamic. Or there could be someone who wants to come in and make something happen very quickly. Justice. Knight of Wands and Justice. Could be a Libra or something happening in the justice system. Something happening quickly. Someone coming in quickly trying to make something happen. Seven of Swords. Someone trying to get away with something in the justice system. Why is it always the same story? Like always. They have no new ideas. They're always coming up with the old ideas in order to make happen new things. But that's why they get themselves caught up, because they're not very bright. They're just thieves. They're a bunch of liars and thieves. They're very low trust, very low quality individuals here. A whole band of thieves. Seven of Swords. What about this Seven of Swords? What about this lying thievery? The Emperor. Okay, so somebody could be trying to get away with something in regards to an emperor. Somebody could have lied to an emperor about you, now they're trying to get away with it. This could be an emperor who lied about you, now they're trying to get away with it. You could be this emperor. Somebody could have lied to you. You could be pissed. You could feel like someone stole from you because They did not give you truthful answers, or they were not representing themselves truthfully. Okay, so they stole your ability to make, informed decisions. All right, it's thievery. So this could also be someone in a position of, like judgment, or someone who sits in a position of power in a community. Take it as it resonates. A father figure, yourself or your ex perhaps, or a boss, or someone high up in a position of exaltation or a community, a position of power. 7 of Wands inverted. They have no defense. This could be an emperor who lacks defense, or someone lacks defense against an emperor, or an emperor had intentions on making you defenseless. An emperor or someone had intentions on rendering you defenseless. 9 of Cups. It would have been an emperor's wish fulfillment to see you defenseless. Okay. To see you just give up on all the victories that you've had, because no one is there to acknowledge it. Right. But again, they forget about God. They forget about the reality of God. 9 of Wands, healthy boundaries, and 10 of Pentacles. So this could be all about inheritance. This is all about money. It's all about family inheritance, positioning, someone's position in society. 10 of Pentacles, this is giving like a really good job. Maybe someone who sits in a position of power in a company, someone who would be represented by a really lucrative job. Maybe an individual has lost their job, so they're finding themselves, this fall from grace, this humiliation that they're going through is happening to themselves within a family unit, okay? Or this is happening to an entire family. Or this is happening to an individual or a group of individuals due to the fact that they tried to steal your inheritance from you, or the fact that they did steal an inheritance from you. They could have stolen money from you. That energy was out in the very beginning. Okay? But the 9 of Wands, you have healthy boundaries up to these individuals. You went through all of this alone. The 10 of Pentacles, maybe now your family's trying to show up after you're pulled through and won alone. After you did everything alone, now your 10 of Pentacles family wants to show up. You already did everything alone. What do you need them for? Since when did they ever do anything besides make your life more difficult? Since when? That's what you say. Since when do I need for anybody to show up? Where were you, 10 of Pentacles? Where were you, family? Where were you, people in the environment? Where were you when I needed you? Now that I don't need you, now that I've got through everything on my own, now you want to show up? What do I need you for? Again, you're incredulous. These people's sense of self is so inflated. Their ego is so great. Death inverted. Someone can't let go. Okay, so someone who just, they can't let go, okay? Someone didn't want to let go of a narrative. Someone didn't want to let go of an idea of you when you obviously were not that person, or you grew and evolved from that person, because like I said, they wanted you to stay that Page of Pentacle, and like somebody death inverted, they just could not let go of the idea that you were not going to always remain a child. They always wanted to see you dependent, or they always wanted to see you as a child. That could be the best way to look at it, right? Like a parent who, just can't let go of the idea that you're growing up. Someone who can't handle the idea that they are not going to be as important in your life as they were when you were a child, okay? Someone who could be someone who is, more of a helicopter or a smothering type of parent, okay? On the darker end, this could obviously have been plots against your life, okay? And that not working. Death plots against your life not working. All right. Death inverted. Someone didn't want to let go, though. That's what it's giving me. Someone didn't want to let go. Someone didn't want to let go of a narrative. Someone thought that they were going to get by with all the things that they had gotten, ill-gotten gain by lying, by misrepresenting themselves. by attacking you and accusing you of things that they themselves were doing. And then at the end of it all, just trying to take you out. Trying to come in and pretend like there's some sort of happy family, right? 9 of Cups, you're happy by yourself. So your family wants to come in and pretend like they're happy family, right? They're 10 of Pentacles, they're all together, they're sturdy, they're taking care of everything right, everything's fine. You're the only one who's not taken care of, so they need to bring you into the fold because now all of a sudden they care. Why? Because there's a spotlight being brought on them, the sun. Why? Because things are being exposed about this family, 10 of Pentacles, who wanted to take you out, but it didn't work. Why? Because you're alone and they can't get next to you. Why? Because you don't need their 10 of Pentacles? Because you don't need their money? Why? Because you're happy by yourself? Because they just can't let go, can they? No, they just cannot let go of the narrative that they have believed for so long, or the narrative that they have been spinning for so long. They cannot let go of the idea that, you know, they can feel good about themselves while spending your money. They can feel good about themselves while living their life based on energy that they stole from you. Why? Because now all of this is being exposed. The sun. This 10 of Pentacles family, or this inheritance that was stolen from you, is being exposed. It's being uncovered. How self-satisfied individuals were with stealing from you. How self-satisfied individuals felt seeing you go without while they were over there going on vacations with your money. Seeing you try to figure out how you're going to feed your kids or pay your bills while they were over there going on vacations with your money. They felt very good about themselves. It made them feel really good to steal from you and then to laud around town. It made them feel really, really good. They thought they were hot shit, rolling around in vehicles bought with your money, putting their feet up in houses bought with your money, wearing clothing. And you know there's some gaudy ass motherfuckers too. Their flashy fucking cars and their flashy fucking jewelry and their fucking flashy clothes, trying to show everybody how much they got. Everybody's got to look at how much they got, because they ain't never had a damn thing unless they stole it from somebody. This family, this wealthy family, this wealth that was built on lies, this wealth that was built on corruption, this wealth that was seeded with more lies and filth and corruption, this wealthy family that really is living on stolen money, stolen energy, money made off the backs of others, money made off of the hard work of others, so that these lowlifes could surround themselves with the finest of things and go on vacations. These motherfuckers were going to Disneyland and shit with your money, collective. Meanwhile, you're over here trying to figure out how you're going to buy your kids new shoes every school year. Meanwhile, you're over here trying to figure out how you're going to put gas in your car to drive back and forth to work every day. Meanwhile, you're over here trying to figure out how to make $50 stretch for the week because that's all you can afford for food. Meanwhile, you're over here trying to figure out how to hand fix something. You're over here trying to figure out how to DIY something. You're over here trying to figure out how to budget. When was the last time you went on a vacation? Have you ever gone on a vacation? Meanwhile, these motherfuckers are over here living the lavish lifestyle, flaunting it like the fucking flashy, gaudy lowlifes that they are. They can surround themselves in as much finery, but it's fucking blood money at this point. And collective, if I were you, I wouldn't want anything to do with this dirty money. Their dirty fucking energy has been all over it. Their dirty fucking fingers. I wouldn't want anything to do with money that has been anywhere near these people. I would want that money to cleanse itself for at least a generation. I would wash that money through the hands of the unwashed masses if I were you. Give it away, collective. Give it away. At this point, it's not good money. Whatever money you do see from these people, whatever was stolen from you that will be returned to you, God has for you in store things that these gaudy, low-life, small-minded motherfuckers could never even dream and imagine. So fear not. I hope they had a good time at Disneyland. I hope they had a good time surrounding themselves with finery and luxury and cars and jewels and vacations and clothing, and I hope they had a good time. Because they're going to be looking like Ghislaine over there, walking around a jail cell, rocking that prison orange and the flip-flops. Three of Swords. Betrayal, heartache. Healing. You're healing from this betrayal trauma. It's very difficult, this level of betrayal trauma that you went through, but you are healing from it. You're healing. And remember, collective, everyone's healing journey is different. Don't compare yours to another, and don't allow another to make you feel less than about your own healing journey. Everybody heals on their own time. Okay? Everybody's healing journey is unique to themselves. Whatever feels right for you. Okay? King of Pentacles. You could be this King of Pentacles, or there could be a King of Pentacles involved. Masculine earth sign. Take it as it resonates. What about this King of Pentacles? What does Collective need now? What about this King of Pentacles? Closing messages, please. Eight of Pentacles. So you could be this King of Pentacles. You could be hard at work, making money. You could be about your business. You could be in a period in your life right now where you are amassing a fortune while you are, being a good husband, a good father, a good man. All right. You're hard at work. You're mastering self. All right. This is you within your realm, mastering your realm. King of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, master of his realm. Or her realm. Queen of Pentacles is already out, so take it as it resonates, masculine, feminine. Mastery on all levels, right? Eight of Cups. Yeah. If I were you, I would drop whatever finances these people want to try and give to you. I would not accept any money or gifts from these people. And if there is money given back to you for money that was stolen or whatever, I would make sure to try and do things with that money that were in line with what God's plan is for you, you know. But keep in mind that God has you. You don't need a dollar from them. You don't need a dollar of anything that they stole from you, because for every dollar they stole from you, God will replenish those dollars twofold, tenfold, a millionfold. So mote it be, collective. All you have to do is believe it. You're already living in that energy. The energy is on its way to you. All you have to do is be open to receive. Temperance angel. You just have to remain balanced. This angel card comes out over and over and over again as far as closing messages. Just remember to be patient. You've been patient this whole time. You have shown angelic grace and wisdom. The grace in which you have dealt with this, collective, it is blowing people's minds. People cannot believe the grace in which you are showing these individuals who committed heinous crimes against you, the grace in which you have dealt with this situation, keeping your head high, it's definitely giving archangel energies. You could be a Sagittarius, okay? Or these energies of angelic protection. You have been protected by the ancestors and the angels since birth because the angels love you like you're their baby. This family that you were born into or that stole you or whatever this is, this family might have thought that you were their baby, but you're not their baby. You were never their baby. You were always the angel's baby. Always. You're still the angel's baby. Can you feel them smiling at you? It's such a joyful feeling. It's so sweet. It's so sweet. The energy is so sweet. They love you so much. You're so loved, collective. You're so loved. That's it? All right. That's it. We're done. Come away, collective. Come away. The time has come to come away, collective. Leave these earthly things behind. Remember the angelic being that you are. Remember, you are an eternal soul having a human experience, and I love that. So, until next time, bye.